Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Devil's Advocate Trades Edition. Joining me today is Amber Gaige. Is that pronounced correctly? Perfect.
Right.
So Amber is with Far Beyond Marketing, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so tell me a little bit, because when I went to start researching you, there's a lot of really great stuff about you. I know you did another podcast and you talk about the 4 C's. They're very, very big. They're your pillars. You talk about all these different aspects inside your world. You also have a trades background. Dad was a plumber kind of thing, right?
That's right.
She's like, oh my God, creepy.
No, not at all. All of that is up for public consumption. It is what it is.
Well, that's it, right? I mean, people look me up. They're going to be like, so
Yeah.
When you have a large digital footprint, that's usually what happens. I just want to make sure my producer can hear you okay, because your sound isn't coming through as clear to me.
Oh, you want me to adjust my microphone?
Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah, let's try the mic. Let me switch it to. Which one is this? This is the blue. Like, which one is this? Well, and it's here, but it's not letting me click it.
I can hear you better when you're closer, but I think you probably want to sit back. You're probably more comfortable sit back.
Oh, I don't mind sitting closer, but I have a freestand mic for this reason. And it looks like the setting is not allowing me to switch to the mic, which is very weird. So let me, it might be a setting in Riverside.
That's a producer question. While we're in the midst of podcast, Michael will be like, I've been summoned. I'm thinking he can fix it on his side. He's pretty good.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. I'm also looking into my settings on my computer to see if I can switch it over to the mic. Because it looks like it's pulling it from my earbuds.
Oh, I hate that when you like electronics is like, we're going to do this. And you're like, no.
But yeah. And it's like, no, that's not what I want you to do. Thank you. Would you like me to do that, Lisa?
Sure, you can. Michael will edit it. He said yes.
Okay. All right, let me do that. It's whatever Lisa wants. It's her show.
Yeah, Michael, it's whatever I want. It's my show. I'm good. As I know he can work magic. So he's saying, yes, it's a go. I can fix this if it needs to be, or I can balance it out. Then I'm good. So we can just move forward.
Okay. Sounds good.
The fun trivialities of technical difficulties inside of podcasting and every other day life, right?
It's so true. There's always something.
What's that? No, why would we mark a new restart? This is funny. This is gold. Everybody goes through this. They go into meetings, virtual meetings, whatever. And then there's like 5 to 10 minutes of people trying to figure out their microphones because it worked 20 minutes ago, but it doesn't work now. Everybody be like, oh my God, I understand.
It's true.
It is true.
Yep. It is true.
Okay. So tell me, what role do you play in the marketing, in the marketing
I'm an
company?
owner. I wear all the hats.
You're the owner.
No.
Okay. Help me understand something, because when you go to Google you, so I Googled you and it has Far Beyond Marketing reviews, and it has this, not a wonderful thing to say. It says, and I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I always tell my listeners, be careful when you're doing reviews, because, you could be doing something so wonderful for 6 years and then one thing goes wrong and all the 6 years goes out the window, and then there's a review for one star. So I'm always be careful with this, but this is, if you're an owner, this is even better, because you need to know that it says reviews for Beyond Marketing or Far Beyond Marketing are highly mixed, with many negative employee reviews on Glassdoor citing misleading commission-based roles, high turnover, and questionable management. While client testimonials on the website and social media praise their effectiveness and strategic insights, suggesting different experiences depending whether you're an employee or client, potentially differentiating between the various companies using similar name. Did you know that?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not know that. But at the same time, I think they probably are differentiating different companies with a different name because we just rebranded a couple years ago. And we have a very tight knit team, and company culture is very important to us. And so I would be very, in fact, I just did an anonymous survey of my team members about a week ago because
Yeah.
I'm in a CEO series of learning how to be a better leader, where
Yeah.
I got the reviews of all of my team members about what kind of a leader I am.
Hmm.
And I don't think that information is accurate for our team.
Okay. And the only, so I know for me being like, oh, like I'm a one of one owner, so I don't have to
Hmm.
worry about all of that, but I do have to worry about my clients saying bad things about me. So
Yeah.
I always want to make sure, like every once in a while, I just go Google myself and look at my reviews and pay attention to what's going on, just because you never know if something's got it wrong. And if you are
Sure.
on Google, you want to make sure you're correcting that because you don't want that associated with your company if it has nothing to do with it. If it's some, because I mean, I'm sure you're not the only company that has that name.
No, we're not. In fact, there's a very large company in London that has the name. So when we were
Yeah.
trying to procure our URL, it was a bit of a hassle to get the URL. So yeah, I appreciate you letting me know. I do Google myself from every now and then.
Hmm.
We probably need to Google the company name too.
Yes. Yeah, you could
And
Google
the
yourself. You're like,
interesting thing is
how
that
big is
that
my
is a
footprint? What's that?
yeah, exactly. The interesting thing is the other company that's far beyond, it is a marketing company too. So it would not surprise me at all if that statistic was for the other company.
Yeah. Well, and then people are Googling you and they're like, what do you mean? They're like, clients like her, but she's not nice to her staff. And you're like, no, no.
All right.
Both are
No, here's my
happy.
here's my staff reviews. They just came in.
That's good. I'm glad you do staff reviews. I think that a lot of people miss the mark on that, making sure their
Really
staff is
important.
happy. So,
Yeah, I do it, and my director of operation did it as well. And we gave them the links, and we said, "Look, this is completely anonymous. We want to know how we can make the company better in the new year. And we are in a class. Active learning, active growth is really important for everyone on our team. So, yeah, we're trying to be the best leaders possible. So, tell us where are our weak spots? What can we do better?" And they were very honest. Some of it was, hey, Amber sucks at details. I'm like, yeah, I know, you're right. I do suck at details. So that means I need to do a better job of explaining things before I move too quickly to something else. So, yeah, I mean, we're always all about transparency. We have a team meeting every single week where we bring all the issues to the table. We talk through every single client need. We delegate things right then and there. We ask questions about who's having a roadblock. So we have a very transparent company culture.
that's good. Now, the one that I did find, far beyond marketing, is this your tagline? Making marketing ridiculously easy for entrepreneurs. Is that your tag?
That is our tag.
Okay. I'm on the right one. Yay.
Yeah, yeah,
So, a full
that's our
service
website.
marketing agency helping businesses everywhere attract the right customers, increase sales, and grow with confidence without the overwhelm. So, tell me a little bit
Yep.
about you and how you brought in this, coming from a background like, well, growing up in and around trades and then deciding you want to do marketing. Did you always know you wanted to do marketing? Is it something you fell into? How did it work? Tell me how that all
It's
went down.
something that my parents told me I was going to do. So no, I actually came back kicking and screaming because I didn't want to come back to the family companies. I was going to sing opera for a living until I realized that didn't pay the bills worth of crap. So I grew up in the family companies, and we had our company in our house for many, many years. And then eventually my parents could afford to put it in a little two-room executive suite. So my mom homeschooled me, and so I would do my school for half a day, and then I would walk upstairs and around the corner and work in the company the other half of the day. So I would do filing and basic phone call answering and things like that. I was 8 or 9 years old. Then eventually my parents invested into a franchise and grew the business again. So I had to learn the software system and learn how to book calls, talk to customers, learn how to dispatch, learn how to code invoices, learn how to, look at all the different stats. So I really got a holistic education as to what it took to run a plumbing company. And then I went and I sang in Europe, and I got my college degree from Baylor, Haystack Bears, and came back, got married, and ran our 24-hour call center, and then ultimately ended up taking up some phone calls from other franchisees as well. And then my mom brought me some marketing and said, "Hey, I want you to analyze this and tell me based on the inbound calls you're receiving whether or not this marketing is working." And I really, really loved it. So I really dived into it, and it was like, tasting something good for the first time and going, "Can I have more of this?" So I ended up building out, a spreadsheet to track the ROI on our marketing. And, this was the days of double page yellow books. And, this was, internet is early on, and OTT was not a thing, and chat GPT was not a thing. It was very, very early on, in the 2000s. And so, I learned how to track marketing using call tracking numbers. I then served in the marketing board for the franchise, peer elected capacity. Then I moved into doing marketing and lead generation for contractors, started my own marketing company underneath the umbrella of family businesses that we had, ended up selling that marketing company to private equity in just 5 years. They really liked the concept. And then they brought me on to run that company for the private equity firm. Then I ran marketing for a manufacturing company. And then I decided, you know what, my heart, my soul, my passion is really keeping marketing enterprise level, effective marketing, palatable and easy to attain for my fellow entrepreneurs, because there are over 285 million entrepreneurs in the United States alone. And when an entrepreneur wins, then their family wins. When their cash flow wins, then nonprofits win. Then their local economy wins, and it becomes this beautiful staircase of influence. And so my heart and soul and passion is to bring AI-backed, technologically forward marketing for those entrepreneurs so that they can win for themselves, their families, and their communities.
I love that. That's a good story. And I love that you said you're an opera singer.
I was back in the day.
And what, like a bass, an alto, a soprano?
I was a soprano. I sang the high flighty stuff. So,
flighty stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you got a big voice then.
Yep.
That's amazing. I think that's really cool. I mean, like, your parents gave you like the most amazing gift, which was how to run a company.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. It was an incredible education.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, no one can take that away from you. You can pretty much build just about any company from the ground up, because once you understand the fundamentals of the back of house and overhead and all that, you can really take any idea and run with it.
You can. There are obviously nuances for every industry, things that'll take you years to learn. But, my dad always told me, you don't have to know how to do everything. You just have to know how to hire people that are experts at what you need them to do, and then trust them to do it. And that's really what I try and do with my team. I mean, my team is so much more talented than I will ever be. I may be able to cast a vision, but they are the ones that are beautifully and wonderfully creative. They are the ones that are excellent copywriters. They are the ones that are the skilled coders for our websites. I mean, I'm all about team member empowerment, because they need to absolutely understand that what they bring to the table every single day is a beautiful purpose for our clients. And that's why we're Far Beyond Marketing. We try to go above and beyond for our clients in every single thing we do. I had a client yesterday, we were on the phone with a potential new client, and they said, but we don't understand, this is a really big investment for us, and how are we gonna talk to you? How are we gonna get a hold of you when you need us? And I said, you're gonna be so sick of hearing from us, because our phone number is text enabled. I said, I've responded to you even on Christmas Day with your questions. Like, that's not abnormal. That's the norm. We serve our clients in real time because we understand your needs are in real time.
I love that. That's amazing. So I totally understand it as well. I'm not on the marketing side of things. I usually try and hire people for marketing. I have a lot of different tricks for my own marketing as being being an entrepreneur. So and of course my producer that you met, so he helps me with the marketing stuff too. He puts me on all these little, throws me all these little nuggets of things that I can be doing in different applications and whatnot. And it makes my life so easy. It just takes me a few hours on a Saturday, and all my marketing's done for 2 weeks, which is amazing. So
shout out to the producers. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a good guy. So, but I like what you're doing. So tell me, how do people know when to find you? Because that's the biggest thing with entrepreneurs. They never know who to trust or who to talk to. I know for myself as an entrepreneur, and I'm sure, maybe you've gone through this, maybe you haven't, where you bleed money somewhere hoping for something to come to fruition with it, only to find out that it's not going to happen. And now you just have to write this off as a lesson learned, but it's an expensive lesson. So entrepreneurs get gun shy because they're like, listen, I'm not trying to empty out my 401k here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's a huge risk. And we are very blind. Look, we're in Texas, right? So we just shoot straight. It's very important to be aligned with your client from the get-go about what they are expecting out of the relationship. And, marketing is the first to blame for anything when something goes wrong. We had a client come to us because we were featured in a magazine article, and he was opening a restaurant, and he said, "Hey, I've never been in this area of fine dining before. I have run franchises, but this is different. So I know I have to approach the marketing differently." And we said, "How will you define success for us? What do you define success as?" And he said, "I want 300 reservations in my first month." And we said, "Okay, we have this much time before you open your restaurant. We feel like we can do that." At the end of the day, we got him 585. And he fired us because he said it didn't work. And we were like, okay. And I said, when it doesn't work, how do you define that it doesn't work? We got you a website, we got you 585 reservations, we grew your Instagram followers to 1,100. Why does this not work? He said, "Well, I had 100 cancellations, and I have some days on my calendar when I don't have any reservations at all." And I said, "Well, you know that we can't control when people book. We can only present them with the opportunity." And that's just an example of, no matter if you do go far above and beyond, people's expectations change, and you have to be tough enough, strong enough, and respectful enough to say, agree to disagree. You have to be like, okay, fine, I get it. But at the end of the day, if I can sleep at night with a clear conscience, knowing that we gave it all, and boy, did we, then it's fine.
Yeah, but Amber, you sound like someone who would have had the analytics to show that, to show all of it. And like you said, you're not in control of people. People are fickle. One minute they're like, "Oh yes, I want to do this." And then last minute they cancel. We're also in a new era where people are like, "I don't want to go out." Like maybe those reservations turned into like, can we get it delivered? Because there's still fine dining restaurants that will deliver food or will do takeout. Because a lot of people don't really want to go out anymore. Everyone's like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, exactly. Well, and again, it just boils down to tracking your success, which we are huge about. If an entrepreneur comes to us and wants us to do marketing, we're going to set them up on their dashboard. We're going to tell them to retain ownership of all of their own marketing assets, to let us be the cooks in their kitchen, basically, and an extension of their operational vision. So we set them up on dashboards. We work within their platforms. We customize their plan to meet their needs. Of course, we do have our packages of what we know works holistically together. We know it's difficult for an entrepreneur to choose between social media and SEO and web development. So we guide them and we help them, but we try and make sure that every direction, or recommendation rather, that we give is underneath the umbrella of their operational goals at the end of the day. And I think that's what makes us different, is that not only are we using AI and we're using best-in-class technology to be powerful, but we are customizing it and making sure that in this ever-changing world that we're living in, we are staying in alignment with that client's goals to the very best of our ability. And we'll tell them if we think we can't do it. We're not for everybody. We're not for every client. We'll tell them straight up, "Hey, it's not our jam. You need to check out somebody else."
It's funny because my producer did marketing. He did a lot of all that. And I could tell you, he's probably nodding his head. Yes. Like people are crazy. And then you do all this work for them and you set them up and you try to steer them. And then all of a sudden they're like, "Well, you didn't do this for me." And then they don't pay you for months, or they fire you, or they're mad. And you're like, "What are you talking about?" And you show them the analytics and you're like, "You should have this." Or I can't control if someone, if you guys didn't book it on your side, or there was bad service, or if they decided to cancel, like that, those aren't within my control. This is what you asked for. This is what I delivered. And I know that him and I have had those conversations, and he's just like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true. It's so true. That's why it's important to go, look, this is where marketing ends and this is where operation begins. And you just have to have the fortitude to go, "I'm sorry you're unhappy, but I'm not going to own that for you."
Mm-hmm. See, and I got screwed over by a marketing firm. The marketing firm had me going for a year. And I remember I talked to my producer about it because I was so mad. I had spent like $12,000 on a marketing firm, nothing, zero ROI for 1 year. And I went after them after 6 months, was like, "This is insane. I can't keep paying this. You guys are making me bleed money and there's no return on investment at all. Like, this is insane." And they're like, "Well, you're very niche and blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Then you should release me from the contract if I'm so niche that you can't do this." I'm like, "I'm really not that niche." I'm like, "It is, but with what I'm doing, I'm a one of one in the entire industry. I basically can monopolize it because nobody else does what I do. And they're like, well, and I'm like, no, that should be easy enough to at least, like, there has to be something.
Yeah.
A phone
and it should
call.
be agreed upon in advance, right?
Yeah.
You should be having monthly meetings to go, hey, this is what we're seeing. Hey, this is what we're doing. Hey, is this working for you? Because you have to have the hard conversations. If you're not going to have the hard conversations, it's going to flatline and then everybody's going to walk away unhappy.
Well, and that's what happens when you deal with the really big marketing companies. They just want you to sign a 1-year contract and then they're kind of like fucking poof. Now, the person I was dealing with, she was great. She would talk to me all the time. Excuse me, but she's still locked in as an agent for this large firm where she's like, how do I make this work for you? And it's like, we had this conversation. I gave you all of the information of what my company is. I told you it was a niche-based company. I explained all of the different aspects about what I do, how I do it, who my target audience is, like what my target market is, because I have one. It's not like it's just everybody. And I'm like, and it's not a difficult task, in my opinion. You can either do it or you can't. Well, we're already 3 months in. I haven't seen anything. Everyone tells me marketing takes at least 3 months for a turnaround.
Yes.
And I was like, fine. But nothing changed 6 months, 7 months. And I'm like, I don't want to pay you guys, but I still, because I'm not someone who's just going to be like, F you, I'm not going to pay the bill. I just paid them and was done. And to this day, I still have a very sour taste in my mouth about the company. I will never, ever utilize them. And if anyone comes up to me and talks to me about it, I'll be like, run.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, even marketing companies get screwed, right? I hired another marketing company to do outbound emails for me and I didn't get a single booked call. And I got booked calls, but they wouldn't show up to the calls. So then when I went back to the owner and I'm like, look, you have 54 booked calls on my calendar. Not a single one of those converted. You have my offers, you knew my niche, all that. He said, well, it's because you didn't have these things set up in advance. And I went, you didn't say that when we started working with you. And I've worked with other email marketers before that I was selling to my target audience and 2 appointments a month converted and paid for the cost of the campaign. So regardless of what systems I have in place, I needed you to deliver quality candidates. And I didn't get a dime back. So I was like, okay, well, that was a very expensive $3,000 lesson for me.
Right? So that's where I say to you, like, when it comes to marketing, and I love that you're using AI. I think AI is amazing for entrepreneurs. It really helps alleviate a lot of stress. You still have to check it. I mean, I was lucky enough because Michael is the one who got me onto AI and teaches me how to do all the things. It's my guru there, right? I feel like I wouldn't know how to tie my shoe without him some days. But so and I think it's amazing but there's a lot more firms, and this is what takes away from people who are talented in marketing and who have these firms that are client based, where they're just, everything is geared towards the client to make life easier, so that it's basically you're doing it, but we're just helping you get to where you need to get to. And there's not like these massive explanations, because like you said, you hire people for those positions. I don't want to know what you know. I just want to understand, is this possible? Right. So that's where I say to you, where do you, like, when you're pitching out your company, because we all have to pitch at some point, what is the best pitch that you can give people? Because there's so many marketing firms and it gets so loud for people and they don't know where to go.
I have to solve the problem that they're having right now. I have to establish their pain and their pain level. If they're not in pain, they're not going to buy. Mm-hmm. So if you're not in pain enough, then you're not going to be motivated to put the money forward to solve the problem, number one. So if you're not in pain, don't talk to me. Mm-hmm. If you are in pain with your marketing in one capacity or another, tell me how it's affecting your business. Is it because you don't have a lack of clients? Is it because you have a decent amount of clients, but you want to grow? And you want to grow, but you don't know how. All right. That becomes a branding conversation. Is mm-hmm. it that you have clients and you are growing, but you're ready to explode? Great. That becomes a PR conversation. Is it that you are growing and you don't have the infrastructure to do your marketing so that you can continue to grow? Great. That becomes a tactics conversation. So when we're having a conversation, we're always going to lead with, what's the problem that you're experiencing operationally? Backtrack that into, what is the solution that marketing can provide? Does this tactic make sense to create the results that you're wanting to find? Okay, then here's setting the budget and the expectation and the timeline for achieving said results.
Okay, fair. But I guess my question, I should probably maybe be a little bit more clear, is what makes you different from the rest? Because like I said, there's so much noise. So if I'm looking for a marketing firm that I know is going to help me and probably be more within my budget, why would they go to you versus somebody else? What's the difference? Because most people know in marketing, there has to be a pain point. That's the whole point of a call to action, right? You have to have pain points. So, and then people will utilize your call to action.
But how many people are going to come to you and say, I'm going to customize my solution to your pain? Or are they just going to say, oh, you want more clients? We're going to put you in SEO. We're going to put you on paid ads. We're going to put you on this. Here's our package. Sign it right here. Go away.
That's exactly what it is. But that's what I'm saying. Entrepreneurs don't know enough, right? They're not marketing experts.
Right.
They're good at what they're doing. So that's where I say, if I say to people, okay, you want to go to Far Beyond Marketing because Amber's team customizes and fixes it now, not later, not here's 500 contracts, not sign all these things. This is what they want. They want you to be happy. They want you to walk away satisfied, and they want to make sure upfront, clear and concise what it is you need from them in order to succeed on both sides of that agreement, right? So that's what you're telling me.
Right, exactly. So we're going to put them through a quiz. We're going to say, take our marketing quiz. It's going to identify the marketing that you need now. Then we're going to go over that quiz with them. Then we're going to run an audit, online presence audit to see what we're working with publicly. Kind of like when you were researching me, we're going to run an audit on their digital assets and their website and go, oh, okay, they have a healthy footprint. They don't have a healthy footprint. Then we're going to have a meeting with them again. So this is a 2-meeting process. We're going to go, okay, here's the stats. Here's the audit. Here's your pain points. Here's our recommendation. And the kicker is we let you out after 90 days. If you're not happy, you can go. We have a minimum 90-day work with us, and everything from that, month to month.
That's good. You don't lock people in for too long, because I've always heard that with marketing takes at least 3 months to see the real value of the marketing. Do you guys service Canada at all, or just States?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we do. In fact, my fiance has family from Canada.
What part of Canada?
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls? Well, that's not too far from my producer.
Yeah, very cool.
I think you can walk there. You might be like, no, Lisa. No.
Fell in love with
I'm pretty sure he could. I'm pretty sure he could. Yeah. He's not that far from Niagara Falls. Yeah. I mean, even if it's really far, he'd still do it. He's that guy.
Man, I'll tell you what, the weather out there, I don't think I would survive. I'm not tough enough to survive.
Oh, girl, I just finished doing a podcast about how I can't wait for spring to get here so I can really start working out and going for walks with my dog, because right now I do like 20 minutes to maybe half an hour because I'm walking so fast because it's freezing.
Right.
It's cool. Right now it's nice out. I mean, like nice to me, not necessarily to maybe you, because you're in Texas. So what's the temperature in Texas right now?
Oh, let's see. What's the temperature right now? 77.
Yeah, okay. So that for us, that's like summertime weather. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I was sending a picture to my soon-to-be cousin-in-law. I guess that's what it's called. I don't know. And I was like, "How you doing?" She's like, "Well, we had a blizzard, so we're snowed in." And she's like, "What are you doing?" I sent her a picture of my front yard. I raked my entire front yard, and I had 11 bags of leaves that I just bagged. I was like, "Oh, I just bagged 11 bags." And she was like, "That was months ago for us." Seriously? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the conversion. Hang on, let me see what the conversion is, because if I say it in Canadian, you'll be like, "What?"
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Hang on, I'll do the conversion for you. Celsius to Fahrenheit. There we go. Temperature in Celsius would be, so we're 35 degrees.
Holy cow.
And that's warm to us. That's like t-shirt weather.
T-shirt weather. Nope.
Because what happens is, so we go down to, let's see here. We'll go down to, like, we think we were not that long ago. So we go down to, like, for you guys, it would be minus 22.
Nope,
so that's that's how cold we get. So then when it's like the other, so when it's like, 2 degrees, which is 35. So when it's 35 degrees after you've done the other one, you're like, oh yeah, it's t-shirt weather. Let's go wash the car.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Okay, I just verified. So my soon-to-be family is located in Fort Erie, Ontario.
Okay, Fort Erie, I know where that is.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not in Ontario. I'm in Alberta. We're like the Texas of Canada.
Oh, okay, all right.
The cold Texas of Canada.
The cold Texas of Canada. There you go.
A lot of
I
people
love
always say
it.
that. They're like, oh, Alberta and Texas should basically be the same. Like they're almost identical. Well, we're just similar. We have a lot of rodeo, farms, ag, um, oil, and like we're all about steaks and ribs and all of that jazz. Yeah.
Great, I'm coming up.
Yeah.
Feel
So,
very at home
and a
there.
lot of us in Alberta, we get like, if we have people that come over to our house, first of all, most Albertans know multiple cuts of steak, the best cuts of steak, and most of them will eat it medium rare. Anybody who eats past medium rare, we stare at them like they're crazy. So that's why people are like, oh, you're just like Texans.
Yeah, pretty much. If it ain't moving, don't put it on the plate. We're not interested.
Right? I know. I used to tell people, I was like, listen, I will survive out in the wilderness. I need a lighter and some salt and pepper, and I'll bite the ass out of a cow. Like, I'm good.
We're good. We're fine. Hey, I grew up hunting and fishing. I know how to skin a deer. I can process my own meat. I've got the grinder. I've got the vacuum sealer. Done it many, many times. Thank you very much.
I love that. See, you're a self-made woman. See, you don't need nobody. Your husband must be lucky. You're like, listen, I want you to do things for me, okay? Let's get this clear. I can not just because I can do them doesn't mean I want to.
Have you seen those Instagram reels? It's like, oh, that was really fast. You fell in love. You fell for him really fast. And it's like, no, that man took my traumatized ass, threw it over his shoulder and said, I'll take this one. That's how that went.
And you were like, yes, please.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
You know what?
Yep.
I think that's just what goes on in life at the end of the day. It's not about how much you fit together. It's, do you still love each other after you see all the layers?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you take me for who I am? Like, do you accept who I am as a person and you're cool with it and we can still laugh and we can still have fun and we still have stuff to talk about? Then you know what? I think it works out. But too many people get too far into their feelings and watch too many reels and they're like, oh my God, there's so many red flags. Listen, if the guy's a prick to you or the girl's a bitch to you, then probably that's who they are. Just saying. So if you go through it more than enough times, there's a good chance that that's not maybe like a blip of a character flaw. That's probably a full-on character flaw, or it's probably a pattern that you should pay attention to. So if the person's like, hey, you know what? I know you got all this baggage, but I dig you and I think we have fun and I think we should just keep having fun and do it together. And you're like, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, right. That's why we stay in therapy. I think everybody needs a good therapist, a good bottle of wine, and a good steak. If everybody had that, the world would be a better place.
See, and I would say a good steak, a good bottle of hard liquor. By the way, you guys make the best, like the States, the best, the Jack Daniels has those coolers.
Yep.
I'm not a big Jack fan, but let me tell you, my buddy, he's a long haul truck driver and he brings all these fun things back. And he brought back like a huge case of these JD coolers. And he's like, yo, try these. And I was like, these are dangerous. Tastes like
that
juice.
That is all my grandfather would drink. When he died, we weren't sure if it was blood or Jack Daniels running through those veins.
Well, I mean, at least his organs were pickled, so they were preserved, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's probably totally fine now. If we were to, exhume the grave, he's probably perfectly preserved in his Jack Daniels.
Uh-oh. Grandpa's juicy. Don't bring him up.
Oh, Grandpa was juicy. Let me tell you. Grandpa's name is Grandpa Turkey for a reason. He was just a massive turkey.
That's funny. Like funny turkey?
No, asshole turkey. Like he'll claw you to death turkey. Yeah. You knew that he loved you when he would insult you. So like his nickname for me, I can't believe I'm saying this on the air, but yeah, because I was an opera singer, his nickname for me was Dying Calf in a Hailstorm.
That's love, girl.
Oh, isn't that love? I mean, isn't that just like, yeah, like I'm the favorite. I'm the favorite.
Us Canadians aren't that much different. Okay, we're people. At the end of the day, we're all people. That my language is to banter and to teach. My kids are like, Mom, why are you mean? I'm like, I'm not mean. I love the shit out of you. I'm like, I unconditionally love you. I always have your back. I'm like, it doesn't mean I'm not going to poke fun at you. And I said, let me tell you something I learned a long time ago, being a kid that was born in the early 80s. If you can handle your family being relentless to you and bantering to you, nobody's going to hurt you because they ain't got nothing on your family. You'll be like, that's all you got?
That's right. So my dad would say to me, if you can work for me, you can work for anyone because no one's going to be harder on you than me. And it's true. When I went to corporate America and private equity, I was like, this is a walk in the park.
right?
Okay.
This is a vacation at this point. It's not
Yeah.
wrong, because most parents, not nowadays. I don't know about nowadays. I haven't seen any parents nowadays that are like the way they were back in like the 80s, like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, where they were like, you didn't want to work for your parents. Like it was abuse. Like it was borderline abuse.
Yes.
It was like, you see those reels and it's like, what kind of trauma someone has when you go to hold the flashlight and you have some PTSD because your parents had you hold the flashlight, and you're like, it's accurate. Like move the light, but they're not nice about it.
It's 100% accurate. Yes, absolutely.
I think that's funny. Well, you know what? It's endearing. I think that if you have healthy banter, because they say people who can banter and people who can banter and insult their friends or people they love, because some people will be like, oh, that's a red flag and oh, that's bad. But you know what else they say? And I believe this side of it. They're probably 300 times more loyal. They'll always have your back and they'll always be honest with you.
I agree completely.
So that's how I look at it.
The only thing I ever asked for my fiance was, look, let's always be brutally honest with each other. Mm-hmm. Let's be incredibly honest so that we can have each other's backs and know exactly where we stand at all times.
Yeah. And I think the best thing that works really well when you're doing stuff like that is to also be like, it's not me versus you, it's us versus the problem. So let's just talk it through. Just because I'm having these feelings doesn't mean that I'm putting them on you. It means I'm saying my interpretation is bringing up this in me. Help me understand your side of this. Because people say shit all the time. And, you don't realize how impactful your words can be to certain people because you don't live the same lives and have the same experiences as them. So, like, I call my kid a little shit. And, like one kid, like his one friend was like, my mother would never say that to me. And my son's like, it's a term of endearment. And I'm like, yeah, so, but that's just, he's mouthy. He's like his mother, so, you raise kids that, are mouthy and you want them to have a voice. You can't be mad about it after the fact. This is how you raised them. So, but I love that about
me the other day. Yeah. I tell everybody, I'm not raising a little robot. I'm raising a critically thinking, intelligent human being.
Yeah.
And I've got one shot at this. So, I know I'm going to screw him up somehow. So it's either a college fund or a therapy fund or both. I don't care. Like I'm sorry, I'm not perfect. But my 9-year-old looked at me the other day and he goes, Mommy, you really should give more context when you speak. And I was like, bite me. But you know what? He was like, I'm just saying, if you want me to do something, I need some more context here. I'm like, oh, shit, you are just like me. Okay.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Like, you want to know how you sound? Have a child. Have a child.
It's so true. It's terrifying. Even the way he talks to our dog. I'm like, oh, I say that all the time.
I know. My daughter's the same. My daughter loves her cat the way I love cats. Like, she'll smother its face into hers and sniff it and smack its little side all lovey. And she's like, oh my God, I love you so bad. And that's what I do. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you are my child. You are my child.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my son's the same way. He's like, you don't like it when I call you out. You ask me to talk, but then you don't listen. He's 12.
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
he's 12.
I'm like, excuse you? And he goes, well, I'm just saying, Mom. And I'm like, nobody likes being called out. You make that sound like it's like you've had an epiphany about it. Like you've come up with something that's original and new. Nobody likes being called out. The difference is that I'm allowed to have feelings about it. I'm allowed to sit in my feelings about it. And you're not allowed to make me feel bad about the feelings I'm having because you have an attitude problem. Because one of two things is going to happen. Either I'm going to correct you, either I'm going to swat you, or either I'm going to walk away and think about what you've said before any of the above happen.
Yes, it is so true.
And he's just so like, true. Why you gotta be like that? And it's so funny because I always cuff him upside the head because he's such a mouthpiece. And then he'll be like, why you always gotta hit me, Mama? That's abuse. I'm like, boy,
you don't know.
Something. That's a cuff upside the head. It ain't even hard.
You don't know.
You have no idea.
Nope. Yep, they don't. They don't have a clue.
Don't. No, they really don't.
They don't. Well, this is fun. This is like one of the most fun conversations that I've had.
I know, right? This is why I do it, because you got to have fun. I mean, people want to figure out who you are and what you do. And the one thing that I love, and this is the way that I help everybody market themselves on my podcast, is to bring out just a regular side of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And then people are like, oh my God, I remember you. You talked about this. And then you'll be like, yes, I did. It has nothing to do with marketing, but they remembered who you were and that you were a marketing guru because of something that you said that may have resonated with them on the personal side.
That's the importance of a powerful personal brand, because people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And when you're the face of the brand, they're buying you. They're not buying your company. They're buying you. And I tell my clients that all the time. I'm like, if you're not standing by your company principles, if you're not walking the talk and talking the walk or whatever, it's just not going to work.
It's true.
It's not going to work.
Yeah. And that's why when I do my podcast, I always try and create a light side of it and bring out your personal side a little bit, just so that people can kind of identify or have things that resonate with them, things that they've gone through. Right. And they'll be like, oh yeah, absolutely. So, and I mean, the one thing that I always get people to talk about, which is fun, is kids. Kids is an easy topic because we're all kind of going through the same thing. We're all trying to maneuver this new generation.
Yeah.
Excuse me. When I say new generation, so our kids, because you said your child is 9, your daughter's 9?
Yep. My son is 9.
Your son is 9. How old's your daughter?
I don't have a daughter. I just have the one son.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have one son, so he's 9. So he's considered Generation Alpha.
Oh.
My son is Generation Alpha. Because your son was born 2016?
Yep.
Okay. So my son was born 2013, and I believe 2010, 2011 is the cutoff from Gen X. No, sorry, Gen Z, Gen X. Jesus, I'm closer to Gen X. Gen Z, and then goes Gen Alpha, and they call it the honey badger. The honey badgers, right?
Right. That is fantastic. Honey badger don't care. Have you seen that on YouTube? It is awesome.
Yes. And when they said that this is the honey badger generation, I was like, bang on.
Bang on. Oh my gosh, that defines my child.
So now you learned something new today. Your son is part of the Generation Alpha honey badger generation.
I'm going to get him a t-shirt with a honey badger on it.
Given.
0. Absolutely. Yeah, that pretty much defines my child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So get this. So my mom's in the House of Representatives of the state of Texas. Okay. So she's a politician through and through.
Mm-hmm.
And last night we had the governor at her house for a fundraising event.
Okay.
And my son, thinking that the world revolves around him because he's an only child and the world does revolve around him, he's sitting on the couch while the governor is speaking. And he's doing the whole leaning back thing, where he's like, I just look at him like, sit straight, right? He's like, I'm trying to control my energy, but I'm just so bored. I'm like, you're in the room with the governor and you're bored. Okay. I was like, you just give me a couple minutes, kid. Just a couple minutes. Can we show a little bit of gratitude? Just a little bit. Yeah. He wanted to go downstairs and play with Legos. Like
yeah. I mean, girl, in fairness, it's the governor. I mean, I ain't going to lie to you. I mean, even as an adult, some of us would be bored.
Yeah, I get it. But you still show respect for the people in the room. Like,
I know.
You don't raise your hand. In fact, he was standing up there with my mom, and she was like, he was like talking to her, and she goes, "You need to go sit down now," because he was just like,
"You need to just go.
You need to go.
Don't go away mad. Just go away."
Just go. Oh, she doesn't care if he goes away mad. Trust me, it's my mother.
Mama's
She's
like,
not going to make you tough.
You better take
it's
your
not
child,
my
girl.
Yeah, she looked at me at 15 years old. She goes, "I just want you to know I'm done raising you. Don't screw this up." Okay.
Good talk, Mom.
Yeah, that was my mother. That was my mother.
But that's why you're such a strong, independent woman. That's why you can you can go, you can go find dinner, kill it, skin it, and make sure it's, vacuum sealed, girl. Plus you can sing the whole time like fucking Snow White and bring all the birds to you. You know what I mean? It's not your milkshake you're bringing to the yards. It's the does and the deers you're bringing to your yard. Okay. Don't worry about it.
As long as it's not 7 dwarves, I don't have time for that.
Girl, nobody got no time for that. All right, my dear. Well, it was so wonderful speaking to you, Amber. You're such a delight. And I'm excited about what your company does. Thank you for letting me know what was going on in the beginning. Cause I remember I pulled Michael in and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to ask her about this. And I don't want it to be uncomfortable. Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, Michael's always all about the, play the devil's advocate role. And I'm like, I don't know if I can poke people with a fork too much.
Are you kidding?
I'm not that girl.
Poke.
Right?
Poke. Yeah.
So anyhow, like I said, it was an amazing conversation. You are an amazing, lovely lady. How can people get a hold of you? Is there an email that they can reach out and get a hold of you or your team directly?
Yeah, absolutely. Just email us at amber@farbeyondmarketing.com. I'm the one that checks it, and we'd love to chat with you. Go to farbeyondmarketing.com. We've got some nice giveaways there. We'd love to connect. We're also on all the Instagram, Facebook, and all that jazz. So follow us, like us, connect us. We're here for you.
I love that. I'll make sure that I connect with you as well when this goes out, and I'll make sure that I tag you on everything so that you can also put it to your media as well.
Perfect. And we will cross tag and reference and give you a 5-star review, girl.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. You're wonderful. Okay. So thanks again. I always have so much fun. You were actually my second episode this year because we are on season 3. So thank you for being my second episode, season 3. Yay, you. Yay. So everybody have the wonderful rest of the week, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side, and don't do anything crazy.